Valentine's Day is coming up, and this week we're doing a deep dive into all things love. Navigating a romantic relationship means thinking about everything from blended finances to understanding communication styles. And today, CBC Health columnist Dr. Melissa Lem joins us to talk about something a little more delicate. So, Dr. Lem, talking about sex can be a little uncomfortable for some, even with a medical doctor. So how do you lighten the mood to perhaps encourage that kind of discussion?
I think the context, first of all, is quite important. So bring it up during a context that makes sense for the conversation. Like if a patient's coming in for a pap test or to renew their birth control or to come in for a condition that is related to sexual health issues. And then it's important for me to approach the topic in a non-judgmental way, to be quite matter of fact, and then also not make assumptions about my patients, whether it's the gender of their partners or their sexual practices, to show them that it's a safe space. And I think it's also really important for us as health professionals to know that not all doctors are comfortable talking about sexual health issues. For example, I not infrequently will see patients who are referred to me by male doctors because they refuse to do pap tests for their patients. And so I think it's important for all of us to provide better overall sexual health care so we can take care of our whole patients.
Interesting. We understand a common hang-up is what to do if you're in a healthy relationship but experiencing low libido. So what's your advice in that case?
It's important to understand that your libido is only a problem if it's a concern for you. So we get bombarded with all kinds of hypersexualized media, images, dating apps, and hookup culture. But in real life, sex drive is on a spectrum. There are some people with lower sex drive and higher sex drive. So if it's not causing a problem in your relationship, you can let it lie. But that said, if it is an issue, and especially if you notice health symptoms that go along with it that are concerning to you, and if it's a major departure from your normal, then it would be a good idea to talk with your doctor about it.
So if there is a change you've noticed explicitly, okay. Now, on that note, sex, of course, isn't just medical. So in what kind of circumstance would you refer a patient to, say, a sex therapist?
Sex therapists deal with the emotional and mental basis behind lots of issues that we have with sexual health. So that could be anywhere from lower libido to pain during intercourse to issues with sexual trauma or even communication between partners. And their entire goal is to help you deal with and identify issues that come up in your lifestyle or your sexual health that interfere with your sex life. And so there's a huge range of issues that they deal with. It's not just sitting and talking on a couch with a couple all the time.
Yeah, no doubt. What should patients know about how their sex lives might change with age? Because we know that does happen. So what are some common reassurances, perhaps, you give people in that regard?
First of all, it's quite common for libido to drop overall as you age because of lower amounts of the primary sex hormones, estrogen and testosterone. And also we tend to acquire chronic diseases that can affect our sex drive and also take medications that can affect your sexual health. For women in particular, a common concern is vaginal dryness and tissue thinning, and know that that can actually be addressed in a very effective way, in a safe way by your doctor, so don't hesitate to talk to them about it. And for men in particular, although erectile dysfunction becomes common, it can be a canary in the coal mine for cardiovascular disease. In fact, men over 60 who report erectile dysfunction have a twice as high risk of developing a heart attack or a stroke in the next 4 years. So if we want to have healthy sex lives as we age, we also need to keep in mind we need to prioritize our overall health too.
Absolutely, a lot to think about, and interesting you say as well that people should not be afraid to bring this up and that it should be an open discussion. So hopefully that's the takeaway here. Thank you so much, Dr. Melissa Lem, for joining us today.